Hello friends. My name is Mrs. Randall and today we are going to learn all about what it means to compare and contrast. Very often, readers discover a passion or liking for a particular book or genre which we learned in a previous lesson means type of story, and decide to stick with this type of books for a period of time. For example, some kids like a particular author or books in a series. Stories with almost the same theme, especially if it is a theme the reader enjoys. You may be wondering, what is a story's theme? The theme of a story is the main topic. It is essentially what the story is mainly about. Let's take a look at an example of a book series with a similar theme. Harry Potter is a series of novels by J.K. Rowling. It is about a young boy named Harry Potter and his adventures as he attends Hogwarts School of Witchcraft and Wizardry, learns how to perform magic and comes face to face with his archenemy, Lord Voldemort. Now, let's take a look at another book series with a similar theme. Diary of a Wimpy Kid is an American fiction book series and media franchise created by author and cartoonist Jeff Kinney. The series follows Greg Heffley, a middle schooler who illustrates his daily life in a diary. Today, we will compare and contrast elements of two short stories that both deal with a similar theme. But first, we need to know what it means to compare and contrast. To compare stories is to find elements they have in common, and to contrast stories is to find their differences. We are going to compare and contrast two fables, The Lion and the Mouse and The Ant and the Dove. A fable is a story that usually uses animals to teach a moral or a valuable life lesson. A lion lay asleep in the forest, his great head resting on his paws. A scared little mouse came upon him unexpectedly and in her fright and haste to get away, ran across the lion's nose. Woken from his nap, the lion laid his huge paw angrily on the tiny creature to kill her.
"Spare me. Please let me go and someday I will surely repay you."
The lion was so amused at the idea of the little mouse being able to help the king of beasts, that he lifted up his paw and let her go. Some weeks later, the lion was caught by hunters and was trapped in a net. The little mouse happened to pass by, and saw the lion trapped in the net. He went up to him and began gnawing away the ropes of the net, freeing the lion.
"You have helped me and now I have returned the favor. Was I not right? Even a mouse can help a lion."
In the story of The Lion and the Mouse, we learn there is no person in the world so little, but even the greatest may, at some time or other, stand in need of help. The valuable lesson or a moral of the story is, kindness is never wasted. Now let's take a look at our next fable, The Ant and the Dove. A dove saw an ant fall into a brook. The ant struggled in vain to reach the bank, and in pity, the dove dropped a broken leaf close beside the ant. Clinging to the leaf, the ant floated safely to shore. Soon after, the ant saw a man getting ready to kill the dove with a stone. But just as he cast the stone, the ant stung him in the heel, so that the pain made him miss his aim. The startled dove flew to safety in a distant wood. The valuable lesson or moral we learned in the story of The Ant and the Dove is, kindness is never wasted. We are going to use a Top Hat graphic organizer to compare and contrast both stories by placing the differences at the top and similarities at the bottom. Let's start with the differences. Although both stories had animals as main characters, they had different types of animals. Another difference was the setting. The setting in The Lion and the Mouse was in the forest, while the setting in The Ant and the Dove was near a river bank. Next, another difference is, in the beginning of The Lion and the Mouse, the lion made fun of the mouse, but, in the beginning of The Ant and the dove was nice to the ant. Last, in The Lion and the Mouse saved the lion by biting a net. However, in The Ant and the ant saved the dove by biting a person. Finally, let's take a look at the similarities. Both stories had animals as main characters. Another similarity is, in both stories, a smaller animal saves a larger animal from a hunter. Last, in both stories, the characters learn a similar valuable lesson: kindness is never wasted. The moral of both stories could also be, if you do good, then good will come to you. Well done, my friends. Today we have learned how to compare and contrast two similar stories. We learned that when we compare stories, we find elements they have in common, and when we contrast, we find their differences. Comparing and contrasting stories not only helps us with reading, it also helps us to organize and remember information. Goodbye, my friends. I hope to see you again soon. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel for more instructional videos, and remember to keep learning and growing.